Good morning, Lumberjacks. I'm Ella Mitchell, and you're watching SFA All Access. Stay tuned with us as we talk about the SFA beach volleyball team. Welcome back. I'm Ella Mitchell for SFA All Access, here with senior Natalie Bennett, number 31 for SFA Beach Volleyball. Beach volleyball joined our campus in 2019, making it our school's 18th NCAA Division I sport offered. How are you doing, Natalie?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to start off with asking you, what got you into beach volleyball?
So when I was younger, I played all the sports, basketball, soccer, you name it. But I really drew a liking towards volleyball. And then my dad also played volleyball. And so as I started getting older, he was like, why don't we try beach volleyball and see if you like it? I ended up loving it. So I started playing beach volleyball at the age of 12, and I'm turning 23, so it's been
Stuck with it. That's awesome. Yeah. So you started with indoor volleyball,
yes,
right? Can you tell a difference between the atmosphere difference between like indoor and outdoor? Like, which you prefer beach volleyball, obviously, but like, what's the difference?
So a big difference is the amount of people that are on the court, the court size, and then your coach involvement based on your playing time and whatnot. It changes a little bit when you get into college because obviously you do have a lineup that your coach decides based off of work and just commitment and consistency with volleyball. But with indoor, the coaches can talk during the whole game, to where beach, the coaches can only talk to you on a side switch, which is when the points add up to a value of 7, and we switch sides, just so elements are the same. There's no weird like, oh, well, they had a better advantage because of wind or because of the sun or whatever.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that, but that's cool. So there's a smaller, or is there a bigger or a smaller team with indoor or beach?
With indoor, there's usually a bigger team. With beach, it's usually smaller. Right now, we carry a roster of 14 girls, and we have 12 that compete in our lineup. But we do pairs of 2, so we have 6 pairs of 2 that'll compete and represent SFA when we play. Okay,
cool. How would you say the relationship is between all your teammates?
We're a really close team. We vary in a lot of age ranges, which is super cool to see how much of like a unity and strong, close unit that we are. We do a lot of team bonding. We'll do outside events outside of volleyball. We'll go to sporting events together on campus. One of the team bonding events that we just did was we did like little canvases and we painted, and you got to do whatever, and it was just something other than volleyball to spend time together with. And then we have a really good time when we travel and just being with everybody, and it's a good time.
That's really cool. You said you work in like partners, so when you play you have a partner.
Yes.
Who is your partner?
Right now my partner is Chloe. She is a sophomore. I started off the season with Hannah, who is a freshman, and then I've also played with Maddie, who's also a freshman. Your partners can change, obviously, throughout the season just based on chemistry, what's happening in the lineup, wins, losses. Like, it just kind of depends on how you stay. And you could stay with one partner the entire season, or you could have 4, or you could have 2. So it just kind of depends.
Okay, cool. What do you and your partner do to bond and work together?
A lot of communication. Our sport is heavy on, you have to talk and communicate because it's just you two. So it's 50-50. It's not, and sometimes it can be 60-40 and lean one way or the other, just depending on who's getting picked on. But heavy communication, especially with setting and ball placement, and just like giving super specific offensive calls just to help kind of balance the pressure between the 2 partners. So
that's cool. Would you say y'all have like kind of nailed that communication and y'all kind of know how to communicate with each other?
For the most part, yes. Some partnerships vary just because of how people respond or take criticism, or the ways that you have to communicate sometimes change between people, which is fine. Everybody responds a different way and communicates a different way. I really like playing with Chloe because we're very much like, hey, this is it, straight to the point. There's not like a buffer that you have to put in there a little bit.
Yeah.
But communication is something that our coach also harps on, because if you don't communicate and you have issues, then you're not going to create success, even if it isn't necessarily a win, but just success between the two of you.
Would you say that you've had a partner who's been a mentor to you, or a player who's been a mentor to you?
Definitely. I've had some partners and some teammates as well that have been mentors. Quite a few of them were last year when I transferred into SFA.
Okay.
We had a good, stronger group of upperclassmen who I was able to kind of fall right into that with them, and just learning a bunch of different leadership styles and coaching styles, which is super cool because our sport is very like self-coached, and like you get player criticism or coaching, so no one really like takes it a bad way to where we're always kind of like, hey, like I saw this, like I know you might feel it and you probably already know, but like I just want to tell you I'm seeing this.
That's awesome.
ABC.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Well, that's great. Thank you. We'll get back to talking about that shortly to discuss the beach volleyball team season, so stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm here with Natalie Bennett, senior for SFA beach volleyball team. Our beach volleyball team has been very successful in winning awards, such as the United States Marine Corps and the American Volleyball Coaches Association Team Academic Award. This award is granted to the teams who maintain a year-long grade point average of 3.3. Our beach volleyball ladies have also fought pretty hard this season. Let's take a look at some footage from the ladies' game this last weekend. So tell me a little bit about this game. Y'all played a very tough Arizona team. How'd that go?
We went to 3 sets. It definitely was a little tough because going to 3 means you split the first 2 and you gotta kind of play off to see who's gonna win the match. We unfortunately did not turn out on the side that we wanted to, which is getting that win. It was a very big match for me because I have been like kind of working through some things defensively, so that was one thing that really needed to be focused on, and my coach was talking to me on side switches during it, so that was like a whole nother aspect that I had to think of other than just playing volleyball. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun playing these ranked top 20 schools, just because it's a different level of competition and skill, and just kind of pushes you to your athletic abilities. Definitely had a good crowd that came out, which was nice, and it was kind of bittersweet because it was the last home game that I'll play here at SFA, so it was a cool experience, and it was a lot of fun.
And you said y'all were playing top 20 schools. What does like playing big schools like that, like what does that teach you, or what have you like learned from that experience?
It definitely teaches you how to stay resilient because yes, they are ranked in top 10, top 20, which is really cool experience and a great opportunity for us as a program to play these schools because it helps you develop skills that you're like, man, okay, so this is what they do to get like those few extra points that decide a win. We have played a majority of our schedule this year has been those ranked schools, so that's also where we're at, so it gives our freshmen and underclassmen a good opportunity to see like, okay, this is how these programs do it, this is how these programs compete, how can we emulate that and how can we mimic it? So that's a really cool opportunity, and then it just brings out, I feel like, a whole nother level of competition out of our girls because it's like, you know what, like we have nothing to lose, like we're not ranked, like let's try and knock a point or 2 off of them to where they're like, oh, who's this Stephen F. Austin school? Especially being such a new program.
That's cool. I saw that you personally got invited to an AVCA fall tournament. What was that experience like? And what did you have to do to get like invited to that? Because that seems like a big deal.
So it was super cool
Yeah.
and super exciting when I found out. So our coaches pick, and it's based off of it's like every school got one pair, some schools got two pairs. So it was schools from all across the country, and you're the team that's representing your school. I went with Maddie Morrow, who's a freshman. She came in last fall, and we did decently well. Wish we could have done better, but I'm really proud of her because she was able to grow a lot and get good game experience before going into this season, which I think has propelled her farther into her freshman season, which she's doing great and kicking butt. But it was super cool. It was also a different environment to where we traveled with just our coach, and it wasn't like 12 other people. It was just me, my partner, and Coach Alex. So it was different. It was fun, and like different kind of like conversations that happen that don't always happen with a group of 14 girls. We went to Huntsville, Alabama, which is a super cool little city. Never been before other than conference, so it was fun to go back, and the study was great. Got to see some friends who play for other schools, so just a really fun and cool experience. And I'm honored that I got to go.
That's really cool. And so y'all went to Hawaii this past season. What was that experience like?
Really fun. A crazy opportunity that we got to go. I never thought in a million years that in my college career I'd be able to go all the way to Hawaii. I've never been before. I've always wanted to go, so it was super cool to go and experience it with my teammates currently and get to compete on Waikiki Beach and just, I don't know, you hear like all the time when you're younger, like, I want to go play on the beach in Hawaii and play beach volleyball. So it was kind of a surreal kind of start to the season.
That's cool. How did y'all do?
We didn't do, on paper we didn't do great. I think we grew a lot. We had a lot of good competition and a lot of good first competitions for a lot of our underclassmen. So paper, it doesn't show like, oh yeah, we produced 4 wins, but it was definitely a fight that we put on, and then obviously we want to win, so it's just a lot of learning experiences as well.
That's awesome. So before we go, what games do y'all have coming up that people can go and show their support to?
So we have no more home tournaments, sadly, but we play at ULM in Monroe this weekend on Friday, Saturday. The following weekend we go to New Orleans. We have a weekend off, and then we go to conference, which is in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay,
So.
awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you so much for watching. Join us next time at SFA All Access. I'm Ella Mitchell.